Check it.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you? 10:30 in the morning here in Virginia, Northern Virginia. And that's where we are coming from, as a matter of fact. So if you want to be one of the citizens of Virginia, just move here. That's how you do it. We are in Northern Virginia. We're right outside of the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. And we are here, and we're blessed and happy to be here with you guys and trying to give you a little bit of encouragement today. And let's see if we can do that by first thing we always do here on Be Encouraged. If you've never enjoyed a chance to watch Be Encouraged, first of all, always like and share. We really appreciate it if you'd like, or whatever. This, you can do the frowny face if you want, the mad face emoji, whatever. Or love. We love. Please do that. Okay. Tora Asala always gives us major love. I'm guessing that's who that is. Yes, it is, of course. It is, of course, Tora Asala. Let's join Tora and hit the old love button. First thing we're going to do is go to our little book of wisdom, as you can see here. And we will flip through and find. I saw something that I don't know, just got drawn to it. And I'm going to tell you something with these little books, or any book, if you flipping through it, I'll tell you what the fun one to do is the Bible. Listen, the Bible is one of the most incredible pieces of literature ever, historically incredible. I personally believe in that book and what it says. I believe it's true. Some people think it's just a bunch of really, really supremely good stories. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The great thing, it does matter. It does matter, but for the time being. So yeah, but flip through it and just stop somewhere and read. And especially if you pray, God, let me know. I tell you what, you can really find some incredible passages that are just, they will feel like that they're there for you. Well, guess what? They are. Anyway, okay, so here we go. Our little book of wisdom. If you help others, you will be helped. Perhaps tomorrow, perhaps in 100 years, but you will be helped. Nature must pay off the debt. It is a mathematical law, and all life is mathematics. How about that? That's from Gurdjieff. 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 And then the next one is, we've already seen this one before, so I'll read another one. The angry man will defeat himself in battle as well as in life. This is Samurai Maxim. Let me see here. And then, okay, we've already read those. Let's go here. Let's stop here. Be yourself. Who else is better qualified? Be yourself. Who else is better qualified? Francis Giblin said that. I think a lot of people have said that before. He's just getting the credit for the quote. I don't know if he can copyright that or not. I've heard that. I don't know how old Francis Giblin is, but my grandmother used to say that, and because she said her mama used to say it to her. So Francis is older than them. Maybe they got it from Francis. I don't know. No, that's okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is encourage you guys with some awesome content and some stories of awesome things that are going on in the world today. I know we're going to do, hold on, positive news. This is one of my favorite websites, and we're going to go to it. There it is. And because it's just all about positivity, which is what More Joy is about, right? More Joy. We're all about positivity. So we are going to go to one of our favorite places, the Positive News. That's all. That's what it's called. It's called Positive News. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you the first thing that's on the Positive News story is renewal. Why clean energy should power the new normal. I totally agree with this 100%. And it's funny because we just went to Deep Creek Lake last week or the week before last, and up along Mountain Ridge in West Virginia are all these big wind turbines, and they're amazing. I mean, how many? And I have heard someone say that one turbine can provide enough power to power like an entire city block for a week. Just one day's worth of electricity that the turbine creates. And I don't know if that's true. If you know that to not be true, please, by all means, let me know so I can figure that out, and we'll figure out exactly what does a wind turbine produce in one day. So, but putting nature and climate at the heart of the nation's recovery makes economic sense. Say business leaders. I agree with that 100%. Okay, well, guess what we got here? This is a quote. They will change lives. The micro houses tackling homelessness in Cambridge. This is exactly something that I've already thought about doing, and I am so proud of Cambridge for doing this. This is amazing. In the shadows of its famous university, people are living rough in Cambridge. A new housing project aims to address that. This is amazing. These little houses. So I invite you to go to positive.news. That's the website, positive.news, and check these things out. They are amazing. Anyway, so there's also pangolins protected in China as scales removed from medicine list. Oh, okay. So pangolins, they took the people used to pull the scales off in China to make medicine from it. We already know about China and weird animals, so I think that's not a bad idea. In New Zealand, declares itself virus-free as COVID-19 restrictions are lifted. Well, I hope that's true. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern did a little dance when she heard there were no more active coronavirus cases in the country. Well, I would do a little dance too. I can tell you that. And then regular volunteering be the key to a long and healthy life. I think that is absolutely true. And then we also have some of the stuff that went good this week. Okay, what went right this week? A roundup of the latest good news stories. Well, they've the Black British authors top UK book charts for first time. New Zealand declares itself virus-free. A study finds that kind could make you live longer. Being kind could make you live longer. I think that's kind of a true thing. UK breaks record for coal-free power. That's good. And signs of green recovery in Scotland. Scotland's got a bunch of these wind turbines. And the seabed around Scotland is being opened up to new offshore wind projects that have the potential to provide enough and renewable energy to power every house in the country. That's according to Crown Estate Scotland, which announced on Wednesday that it was making the seabed available for lease for offshore wind projects. The CES claim estimates the leasing could attract sustainable investment worth up to £8 billion, provide new green jobs, and help power Scotland out of the pandemic. Wow. Listening to Mozart could reduce epilepsy seizures. Listening to Mozart daily could reduce the number of seizures a person with epilepsy experiences. According to a new study, the news could bring hope to the estimated 50 million people worldwide living with and suffering from epilepsy. Led by researchers at the Crimby Brain Institute at Toronto Western Hospital, the study exposed 13 participants to 2 different audio clips over a 6-month period. Some were played Mozart's sonata for 2 pianos in D major for 7 minutes daily for 3 months, and the rest a scrambled arrhythmic version of the same piece. Our results showed daily listening to the first movement of Mozart was associated with reducing seizure frequency. That's pretty cool. We all know that music is a wonderful thing, and music really keeps everybody going. I personally would like to see myself, maybe let us play a little Beatles. I wonder how much music would encourage people across the board. That's what I wonder. There's Meg Southard. She's joining in and giving us a little like for the day. I want you guys to remember that we are doing like and share. We're going to have a competition pretty soon, and we say whoever has the most likes, whoever has the most likes gets a T-shirt. Maybe we got to make some more T-shirts. Anybody who knows about who's a good T-shirt maker, please let me know. We might be doing it at Nova Labs. If you had a chance to listen last Friday, Nova Labs, you can do all kinds of things there, like embroidery and T-shirts. And I'm going to tell you what, it would be worth it to me to pay the fee if I could make enough T-shirts. That would be awesome. I'm going to have to go up. I'm going to go up there and have a little tour and see what happens. And we're going to maybe even do a show from it at Nova Labs one time. And perhaps we can do a lot more shows from Nova Labs. Who knows? We might even move into Nova Labs and start teaching broadcasting as well as broadcasting ourselves. Now, that would be outstanding. Nova Labs is in Reston, if you haven't ever checked that out. And there are 18 million, holy crud, comments. And yeah, no, I have heard of the micro house. Right, Meg, you're absolutely right. The micro houses. I've always thought, for instance, I pitched this to the church I used to go to. We have extra land, and you know what? Expectation Church. That might be something they could do. It would be outstanding. You just make yourself an area that's protected, and you have these little houses built where someone has a bed, has somewhere like maybe even a hot plate, and a toilet, some plumbing. Or you could do the plumbing could be one of those plumbing trailers that just sits at one end. People can use it as they need to. I don't know. There's just so many things. I would love it if you guys would comment and chime in and see and give me your ideas about how that goes. And Billy Riley says he's got guys, but I'm not sure what he's talking about. So he was responding to something I said, obviously. And Tura Arsala says he'll win the competition of likes. I don't doubt that at all. Amy Gish, that's interesting. Okay, again, she says that's interesting, but I didn't see the comment soon enough, so I have no idea what she's talking about. So if you guys know what she's talking about, or if she knows what she's talking about, let me know what's going on. And Nova Labs segment, Meg did hear that, and isn't that a great idea? Where is my More Joy Radio shirt? Tora, I don't have any More Joy Radio shirts. I need to have some made. So if you want to make some, I'm happy to know what we're going to do. If anyone wants to be on the know at 4:30, we don't need anybody on at 4:30 if they're not on already. So no worries, Tora. We can definitely make it happen without having somebody on at 4:30. Mozart is interesting. You know what? Isn't that funny, Amy? Amy's a total music person. She plays probably 800 instruments. She sings, all that stuff. She's a professional singer. Yeah. Like all that kind of stuff. And yes, that was me. I didn't push a little button down here. Anyway, yes, I sing soprano. I sing mezzo soprano in the world of opera. No, actually, it's I'm not allowed to sing mezzo soprano. I'd have to be. It would be I am a tenor because I'm a man. I'm going to have one voice type and not make it female or genderized. Okay? What if I want to be a soprano? What if? Making Amy laugh. We do have a 4:30 guest today. So that's great, Tor. I'm glad we have a 4:30. We don't need a 4:45. I can just have the 4:30. We can just talk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, brother? So Billy says, I've got guys. What did I say? Golly, what did I say that caused him to say that? I wonder if he's still watching. Billy, if you're still watching, tell me what you got guys for, because I totally forgot. Maybe you got guys to build the tiny micro houses. Might be a cool thing. Yeah, I'm going to have to get hold of Christian Gaffney and talk to him about this. This would be an outstanding idea, as a matter of fact. You do know males? I know lots of males that can sing soprano. I can sing soprano, believe it or not, in my falsetto. I mean, when we're doing music and choir, and the sopranos are singing la 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 la, and of course the sopranos always need help. Good Lord, have mercy. And you know what's so funny? All they have to do is sing the melody. All they have to do is sing the melody, and they can't get it right. When you're in a choir, it seems like the choir master's always working with the sopranos and altos, mostly the sopranos, and they're singing the melody. The altos aren't singing the melody. The basses aren't singing the melody. Tenors typically are, along with the sopranos. But anyway, ridiculous. Well, okay, Billy, I know you got guys. I need some shirts made, bro. So we need to talk, bruh. Anyway. Oh, my shirts. Hi, Cheryl Mezes. So t-shirts. Okay, gotcha. All right. Thank you, Billy. Yes, I definitely need some t-shirts made. And Tora says he crushed me in karaoke. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I wouldn't be about crushing anybody if I was singing karaoke. But I hate to say this, but I am kind of a closet Katy Perry fan, Tora. So, yeah, I would never, ever, Tora, ever tell someone that I'm going to crush them, because you know what? I just don't know. So you have to be careful, Mr. Tora, about who you say you're going to crush, boy. Anyway, we're going to lift everybody up today. This is a positive day of information. We've already given you a lot of positive news. And we're not going to let you sing on my show. No, Tora, I hate to say this, but there's nothing wrong with Katy Perry. I told you I am a closet Katy Perry fan. I don't want people to know that, but I am definitely a fan. I like her, actually. Although recently I've heard some nasty things about her, so I'm going to try staying positive. I don't remember what I heard, but it wasn't nice. She was not nice to somebody or something. I don't know. But I know people can change their stripes. That's definitely something people are capable of doing. So you never, ever. Thank you, Miss Southern. I appreciate that. I really do. It's really nice to hear that you think that. She says that I'm funny. I like to be funny. I like people to laugh and have a good time. Somebody has added Oh, Cheryl Mezes and Amy Gish have both put the laughing thing. Are they laughing at me or with me? That's the question you got to ask yourself. There is a drive-in movie theater in Tysons. I want to know where it is. Where is it exactly? Because we might be going tonight. What's it called? Do they have a website tour? That's what I'm wondering. Who all wants to go to Tyson's for drive-in tonight? Yay! I'll have to get with them and see if they want to do advertising on this show. I just gave them some free right there. Tyson's Drive-In Tour. Let's see if we can find Tyson's Drive-In on the Google search, even though you're probably looking it up. And it says here, Tyson's Drive-In Restaurants. Online menu, Tyson's Drive-In Restaurant. Drive-in movies coming soon to Tyson's. Coming soon. When was that? That was 57 minutes ago. So, yeah, at the Borough Tyson's. I don't know what Borough is. The Borough. Is that? Let me see here. Coming soon. Dreamgirls this week and followed by Grease on Saturday. Upcoming movies haven't been announced yet for the following dates, 25th and on. So, as announced yesterday on Facebook, drive-in movies will be available for 4 weeks starting this Friday. Interesting. Very cool. Well, thanks for giving us a heads up on there. The tickets are $20 for a vehicle or non-vehicle space. For up to 4 people, people can bring blankets and chairs. The gates will open at 7 p.m. ahead of the 8:30 p.m. showtime, according to the Borough. Restrooms will be available at the site. We ask you to stay in your vehicle for the duration of the event, unless needing to access the restrooms or Borough Place, of course. Borough Place. When they want you to come to Borough Place, that's some food. According to the Facebook event page. Showplace Icon in Tysons is sponsoring the films, while DC Fray and District Fray magazines are handling production, according to the Post. Pretty cool. That looks like a lot of fun. I might have to try that out, as a matter of fact. And let me see here. I don't know. Whatever. So it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty awesome. I definitely would look forward to doing that. Going to see a movie in a drive-in theater. And I wonder if they're going to they'll probably have a broadcasting entity that you can just turn on the AM channel, whatever, and listen to the movie on your radio in your car. Hopefully, I wonder how many people. I used to have a car. If you left the radio on when the car was off, it would kill the battery. And I went and got a brand new battery, and the damn thing did the same thing. So it had nothing to do with my battery. It had to do with the electrical system in my car. But, yeah, that was a Chevy. And Chevys used to have major electrical issues with some of their cars. Yeah, and Meg Southers says she hasn't been to a drive-thru in 30 years. It's been less than 30 years. Whenever the last time 29 had a theater, because I went to the last showing that they had there. But it wasn't announced. I just happened to go to the last showing of the season. And then during that off season, I believe, is when they decided they were going to sell the property for construction. And you know where the property is? It's right where that Costco sits. Right where West Ox Road and 50 used to come together. And that's my beautiful wife's text messaging. Yep. And she's sending a picture. Yeah, I see that. I don't see maybe that is all under there. All right. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I just figured something out to have more. And my wife found something that I was hiding. No, I'm kidding. I wasn't hiding it. But it gives me something to do today. So I like that. I like having things to do when I'm rocking and rolling. Listen, if you're watching and you haven't commented or liked the Superstar page right here, please do so. I'd appreciate to know who's watching today. I like doing the show like this. It's just me bantering, giving you some different information maybe you hadn't heard before. Tell your friends and family. if you think it's enjoyable, so they can watch as well. Well, it's not a comedy show, Tora. That's kind of an insult. Just kidding. So anyway, yeah. What are we going to do? We're going to do some more. What should we do before we roll out of here? Oh, yesterday on Facebook, somebody posted one of those things and it got me. I knew where it was going, but it got me. And that was because I wasn't like ready for it when it happened. But it was one of those deals where you're watching, right? And you're looking and you're getting really intent on it. And what happened was the dad comes into the room, daughter's sitting there doing something. He comes in, he turns off the hallway light where he just came from. And there's an image that you can see someone standing in the hall when the lights go off. And the daughter goes, "Oh my God." And dad turns around, turns the light on, looks, it's gone. He's like, "What?" And she said, "There was someone standing there." "Oh yeah, right." So he turns off the light and starts walking. And she says, "He's there again." And he comes back over and he turns the light on and looks out there. There's nothing there. And he turns off the light and there's the image again. She goes, "There." And then the image goes right up to the screen and they got the funny faces and it scares the living snot out of you. I watched it the first time totally without sound. And it didn't get me. I was like, I didn't know it was going to do that, but I had a feeling it was going to, so it totally didn't bother me. Then I listened to it with the sound after I watched it maybe 7 times without sound, right? I watched it like 7 times without sound. Didn't bother me. I watched it one time after 7 no sound, one time with sound. Tell you how much music and sound makes a difference in things. And with the sound, oh my God, my heart skipped a beat when that thing came flying up to the fence because the music brought you to the point where all of a sudden he's there and it made me jump. And I don't jump, y'all, because I ain't afraid of nothing. So I'm typically not afraid of hardly anything except for little mice and praying mantis. That's the only thing. I shouldn't admit to that because I'm probably going to get praying mantis out. Bring on the comedy. What kind of comedy do you want to hear? Anyway, so that thing was pretty cool. And that scared the schnacky out of me when it had the music with it. Now, of course, the next time I watched it, I was laughing before it happened because I knew it was going to happen. So, and I was trying to get my son to come in and watch, but no, Dad, I'm busy. Okay, sure. Playing Fortnite or whatever. Anyway, but by the way, I can give that to the people who watch and listen to and are members of the Facebook community that's called Living in Burke with Helicopters. And they have all kinds of goofy stuff they put up. And sometimes it's kind of raunchy, so I wouldn't suggest any kids be on that site. But sometimes they have things like this, where it's just funny. I mean, just scares you, makes you jump out of your skin. And that can be funny, right? When you're a kid, you always used to like to scare people. That was a fun thing to do. Oh, and by the way, speaking of scare people, my daughter my daughter and son have 3 hammocks in kind of a open-ended box with the trees up on our hill behind the house. And the last couple of nights, she's been building a little fire in our fire pit up there. And my son came in because he wanted to go to bed. So it was around 9:30, I guess. And they were up there, she and one of her best friends who lives up the street. And they came running in the house and they're scared to death. And I'm like, "What's wrong?" And she said, there was somebody out on the other side of the fence. Well, on the other side of our fence is kind of an area where there's grass and leaves have built up over the years. And, we throw twigs over the back of our fence into that area. It's just an area between that and the school's big soccer field or field that they use for lots of different things. And she said, someone was walking next to the fence. And I'm like, "Oh," and she said, "We said hello." And whoever it was stopped. Of course, they're saying he, just assuming that it's a guy. And we said, hello, and no response. And then we were like, And then we heard a knock on the fence. And that's when we came inside. Ah! They put out the fire and came inside. They had 2 big water super soakers that they put it out with every night. And whoosh, whoosh, they did that and ran inside. I would have left the fire burning, quite frankly. Maybe. Well, no, I wouldn't have, because, things like that don't scare me. But they came in and they were just shocked out. I mean, they were just like freaking out. And so I was like, so you say there's somebody out there? She goes, I swear, Dad, I swear. It wasn't an animal like a squirrel or something. No, this was like a big tromping person. Boom, chunk, chunk. And when we said hello, he kept walking, but quieter, because he thought he could keep going without us hearing him. And so now all of a sudden, I have a feeling I know who it was. There's another kid in their grade up the street from us, and it might be him. Might have been him. Now that I think about it, you just don't know, Charlie. So that's my thought. It might be him, but it may not be. My daughter is, she's 15, actually, Meg. She just turned 15 this year. Anyway, so they had to walk home. We had to walk Julia to her house. Julia. Ooh, I shouldn't have said her name. So we had to walk Maddie's friend up the street to her house. And as we're walking, as we start to go up there, I go to my car and I pull out this out of my car. What is this, you say? I don't own a gun, folks. I don't need a gun right now where I live. I'm sure that my neighborhood is very safe. But in my car, I carry this little sucker. And this, it's supposed to pop right out. But last night I was having a problem with it too. So how good is it if it won't come out? Yeah. Although it's pretty sturdy, just like this. So, you put it in there. Well, here it is. It's coming out. There it is. So it's this little baton, right? It's supposed to come out first thing. So I don't know why it's not. Oh, look at that. It's also not supposed to go in without Anyway, when you shake it out, here it is. And so this is my personal protection device if I ever felt like I needed to use it, which I never have felt that way. It's been sitting in my car. Completely interesting. Well, anyway, so everyone's laughing because that was funny. But, there's Barbara Bailey. You tell Maddie she's a smart young lady and to always seek safety and adult help. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Get a taser. I don't need a taser. I swear I don't. Look at me. I don't need a taser. This thing is about the most I need, and I don't even really need that unless somebody has a weapon. So, and yes, I know what you're saying. What if they have a gun? Well, I know how to handle that too. But, and, if it happens, it happens. I just protect myself as best I can, and I protect my family as best I can. If we ever lived in a neighborhood where I thought there was armed intruders might, in fact, hit the house, I might arm myself. I don't know. I think the only people who have a reason to arm themselves should be arming themselves, and they need to be trained. And I have been trained to use a firearm, so with security and stuff like that. So, but I believe anybody who buys a firearm needs to have a training session. So, and because I don't think thieves, robbers, and stuff like that are going to want to do that. Going to want to have a training session. I believe in background checks. They don't work, but if they worked the way people said they're supposed to, then I'm for them. But let's not get into this whole game. I don't want to get into this whole thing. You can get comfortable, Barbie. Don't worry, you can. And just get something that's a small 40 or a small 32 or something like that. Or even, you know what, tell you the truth, you just need a 22. That's semi, because every time you pull the trigger with a little clip of maybe 10, and that'll do you. I swear it will do you. And you get a concealed carry, right? Keep it in the small of your back. Don't put it in your purse like all women do. Just keep it in a holster on your side or the small of your back, and practice drawing it so you know that you can. And I would just get a 22, kiddo. It's easy. There's hardly any recoil. It's easy to shoot, and it will do the job. The first shot may not do the job, but you keep shooting, it'll do the job, Jackies. Don't worry about that. Oh, well, you can do that, Tura. I'd be happy to take your money. And I could definitely walk around with you and keep people off you, but I don't know if you needed that or not. That's good, Barbara. You should get a concealed carry permit if you're going to be buying a gun. There's no reason. You know what they say, the police officers I've talked to, I've asked them about these guys who carry, because you can carry in Virginia, open carry. There's no law against it. If you own a gun and it's registered, you can wear it in a holster that everybody can see. But I've been told by police officers that really the only people that are like that do that are a little bit nutty. People who have concealed carry permits for any number of reasons, but no one knows. You're not scaring anybody. People, you aren't freaking people out who go, "Oh my God, he has a gun." And that's exactly what happens when you have an open carry, unless you keep it you can still do open carry. Like I have a friend who's rides a motorcycle, and he rides it all over the country. And so he carries his weapon on his side, but it blends in with the leathers that he wears. So yes, if you stop and look, you see it. But ultimately, when he walks around, goes in and out of places like that, people don't notice the gun. And so that's intentional. He did that intentionally. He doesn't necessarily want people to know that he has a sidearm. And then there's people like down in Tyson's, there's this wonderful coin shop, and it's also got a diamond dealer in there as well. But the coin shop that's in there has blown up. I mean, a lot of people coming and going. It's because people are getting gold. They want gold coins and stuff. Well, all the people behind the register at the coin shop are wearing guns. And so it's a little bit of a deterrent, I would say. If you walk in there and you're looking around at stuff and you're thinking about robbing the place, you see all these people with guns on, I think you'd think twice. I would think twice. I mean, first of all, I'm not stupid enough to rob a place, which is truly what happens. And that Tour is absolutely right. I'm always aware of my surroundings when I'm going out and about. So, yeah, that's something you do. I go into a restaurant, I place myself, I seat myself. They come over and go, "Hi, how many?" I say, "Well, there's 4 of us, and I like to sit right over there." And they say, "Oh, okay," but they were not going to take me there probably. But they don't care. They don't care where they put you. They typically try and get you put where the next waitress needs somebody to go in their spot. But if it's busy, they don't care, and if it's not busy, they don't care. So it's one of those things. So I just point where I want to sit. If I find a place, if I'm going to a place, and then if I don't, I don't. It's not that big a deal. It just gives you a little bit more secure feeling. And then, of course, I look around for where the exits are. So I need to have on a police officer to talk about self-security, personal security, because I think it's really important for people to know their surroundings. And, Barbara Bailey, my cousin, she just said, I don't want to carry to be a bad girl. I just want protection if I need it. I've never believed or felt this way, but the more I go out and about, the more skeptical I become. God will call me when he is ready, but I might need to protect an innocent child. You know what I mean? Yes, ma'am, I do know what you mean. And that's exactly why I would carry. I wouldn't carry for my own benefit, but I definitely would carry if I was in an area where there might be some nut job pulling a gun and trying to do something, because I'm going to put him down if I can. But I'm also going to put him down if I don't have a gun. I'll figure out a way to do it. I don't understand why people, and this is what we're going to talk to. Hopefully we'll have a police officer come on and talk about personal safety. But I also, y'all, if you see somebody with a gun and you have the ability, I mean, first of all, you want to try and get out of the situation. If it scares you, get away, go to the exit, ball out. That's what I would suggest. If you want to try to stem this guy or girl, it's mostly guys, that's trying to hurt people in this restaurant or whatever you're at. I'm thinking of restaurant situation. Then you know what? Find yourself a good hiding place. Grab yourself a chair that's loose, if they have loose chairs. And when you get a chance, this is what I would do. So I wouldn't say to you that this is something you would do necessarily, but to the guys watching or listening, dude, guys, you find yourself something like sugar, like maybe the sugar thing off the table. You grab it, you find yourself a good place to hide for a second, keep an eye on where the guy is. And then when it's time, you get up when he's got his back or not paying attention, you get up and you throw that sucker right at his head. It doesn't matter if it hits him in the head, because it's coming at his eyes and he's going to flinch. Okay. And when he flinches, you follow what you threw and you can put him down on the ground and whatever. If you feel like you can do that. If you don't feel like you can do that, then you need to hide or run. Whichever one is doing. But if you think you can take down whoever this person is, then do it, because I can tell you this, once you do take him down, you'll get help. People will say, oh, okay, that guy took the initiative. He put him down. Let's go help him. That kind of thing. That's exactly how that works. And so that's what you need to do. So how about that? We went from talking about wind power, to how to protect yourself from psychos. Well, Tour, that would be great. I wanted to get somebody from Fairfax County Police. I was going to see if Chief Rossler or somebody I was going to call and see if I can have somebody on. So, yeah, if you want to put somebody on with me, buddy, I'd love it. I'd love it, because there's lots of stuff I'd love to talk to, and I would like to speak to a Fairfax County police officer. So that would be fantastic. I could talk to any police officer, truthfully, Tora. So I know some retired guys who would come on. Anyway, that's all I got for today in your Be Encouraged program. We went 12 minutes over what we normally like to do. So that's what happens when I don't have guests. I can just ramble. And that's what I do. So Barbara Bailey says, good idea. Yeah, tell Chucky to take you to the range and try out some 22s and see what they can do for you. And again, you get a 10 clip. It's small, easily accessible to your hand and fits your hand. And you'll see when you shoot it doesn't have much recoil. Whatever you point at, you can shoot. In fact, if you want to even put a laser sight on it and sight it out, what that means is you put the laser on and you try and make it as straight with where you want it to go as you can. And then you adjust it by shooting put the laser on a target, firing, and the bullet hole should go pretty much where the laser was. If it doesn't, you have to make some adjustments. Somebody who's at a range is going to be able to do that for you. So that's what I would do. If I really was looking to protect myself, because if you get a small little gun, you can get a laser that'll just fit right on the barrel. And it won't make any difference as far as drawing the weapon or anything like that. So that would be that. To me, that's the best idea. So let's call this all off, folks. It's time to roll out. I love talking with my cuz. Barbara, I love you, baby. You're just one of the best I've ever known. And I can't wait to talk to you in person sometime better coming up. But that's it for our show today. This has been Be Encouraged. And folks, have a blessed day.
saying that it feels right.